All right, welcome back to the program. It is about 8 minutes now after 1 o'clock on this very, very hot Tuesday. Again, a heat advisory is in effect until sometime this evening anyway, so stay cool and make sure everybody around you is staying cool. Weather like this, though, is probably very commonplace where my next guest is right now. He's down in Florida in the general Orlando area. His name is Haeder Alanbki, and he's 36 years old. He's from Iraq. And Haeder Alanbki has spent about 9 years as an interpreter in Iraq for American troops there, literally putting his life on the line. He was shot several times, stabbed a couple of times, and a bounty was placed on his head, but he worked tirelessly for almost a decade to help American forces in Iraq. He came to the United States about 2 years ago, very desirous of becoming an American citizen through a program that we had instituted here that allows folks who help our forces overseas in Iraq and Afghanistan to become American citizens. He went through the process. He even joined the National Guard. He put in his application and was denied, and eventually wound up having to go to court to threaten to sue the United States in order to get his citizenship. And lo and behold, he fought good and hard for 2 years in this country, and he got his citizenship. Last week, he put his hand in the air and waved an American flag at the same time and took his citizenship, his oath of citizenship. He is now an American citizen. And Haeder Alanbki, I appreciate you spending a few minutes with us today. Yours is a very, very wonderful story that I wanted to share with the audience. Thank you for taking some time with us today.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate all the audience that they listening, and big appreciation for the United States, nation, and plus, on the top of it, the U.S. military.
So tell me, how did this, first of all, how did your relationship begin with the U.S. military in Iraq? How did you come to be? And by the way, your brother was an interpreter too, and he was killed, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was killed in action 2007. He was with the, at that time, with the American military unit. He got killed in action while he was defending his CO.
So how did you become an interpreter? How did you get involved with the U.S. military?
Well, it started like kind of, first when the whole, the troops came in, it was Marine and Army, all that. So they start circling and patrolling the neighborhood. That's when I start helping people when they were stopping people, try to figure out what's going on, why people sometimes walk around with weapons or guns in their hands. So I tried to just help and explain. That's how my relation started. That's when I get invited and start working the first time with the Marine, and I start my first assignment in Fallujah, actually.
So you did this for about 8 years, 9 years. You worked to try to provide. You gave information basically to our forces as well.
Yeah, I was basically every single patrol that is going outside and going to fight, going knocking on doors, involving with firefights, whatever. I was either the third or second person behind the commander or behind the attack squad or the knocking door, or we call them the attack squads outside for the U.S. military.
So in addition to being an interpreter, you were also providing intelligence, and you're a very important part of these missions as they went forward, because you first of all, you knew the lay of the land, you knew the language, and you were able to find various information through intelligence that you could share with the forces that you were with.
Yeah, I got assigned, to many stuff, especially with, providing information, interrogation, and some stuff that used to be like all the, propaganda they used to do on the streets, talking to people. So, and some of the civilian, we call them civilian missions, I used to go, with some, reconnaissance team, and just figure out what's going on in the area, get intelligence about, insurgents and all that. Plus involved in fights, because I'm already there in the picture of something happening, I have to defend my brothers, either the Marine or Army or whoever was with me. And, I get pointed so much because, for these countries, especially Middle East, whatever, you helping somebody else, you're a traitor. So that's how I get the bunny on my head,
Yeah, so I would imagine that you were not popular with all Iraqis, right? Some Iraqis probably wanted you dead, right? Because they probably felt you were working with the enemy.
Yeah. Like I wasn't, even, going outside. I was spending all my times in the base, like inside the wires. I cannot even go to see my family. I spend most of my time inside the wires. The only time I go outside the wires is a mission. I cannot even go outside as a civilian. That will be high risk because people watching the bases, people tracking who going out, who get in. So it's a high risk to just go outside and get captured.
So for 8 or 9 years you did this, and you were shot 4 times during your relationship with the American military, and stabbed at least once.
No, what I get, I get when I was in Fallujah, I get shot a couple times. I shot in my body armor. I shot 2 times in my leg. I get, that's the one who got penetrated. And when I finished the operations in Fallujah, I get back to the assigned with the U.S. Army, and it was special ops. So that's when I get stabbed about 5 times.
Wow. And so
yeah.
How did that happen? What happened there?
What happened is just, we were doing conducting missions and knocking doors and, asking people. That's when I get, when we coordinate the whole neighborhood, we just leave and start knocking doors because the whole neighborhood will be secure, because the whole troops securing like a big neighborhood and the whole troops inside. That's when I get, I get involved with a hand-to-hand combative, people. They would try, they try actually basically to kidnap me or try to drag me in one of the houses. That's how I started the fight. And, they couldn't, the guy in front of me couldn't take me down, so I have to, another person start stabbing me from the back multiple times. And, by that time, I was like a rush and, all that fight. And I wasn't thinking he's stabbing me. I thought he's punching me till I saw all the blood. And, after that, I get, other troops came in and just start, supporting me and start, chasing. That's when I saw the whole blood. And I wasn't thinking either my blood or somebody else's blood. But eventually, after a few, like about 10 minutes, that's when I start feeling a little bit, weak because a lot of blood was, bleeding. So it was kind of like, crazy time.
Yeah.
For like few seconds, all combative. We fight like 3 guys at the same time, it's not easy.
So all of your time with the American military in Iraq, did you actually become part of the American military? I mean, did you wear an American uniform, so to speak? Or were you given a rank?
I had the honor when I was with the Marine. I get probably the only interpreter or the only contractor was they wearing a Marine uniform. And when I was with the U.S. Army, I get wear the U.S. Army uniform. I was, still an interpreter and a contractor with them, but I got the honor to do that as all the sacrifices that I did, and plus all the commendation and the rewards I have from the high-ranking officers back there for saving people. And my first time, I get reward to wear the Marine uniform. That's when I saved our patrol from second bomb. We get hit with first when we were doing foot patrol, and we had a IED one on us. So I had to chase the guy who blusted the IED on us, and I captured him. And I brought him back, drag him all the way to the patrol, and we arrested him. Although with the old shrapnel that I have on me, and all the bleeding, I took the advantage. So that's when I get the honor to wear the Marine uniform. And with the U.S. Army, that's when I get blown up a couple times, and I just start, saving our military personnel from getting hurt from the fire and grabbing our equipment away from the fire. I get a reward to wear the U.S. Military uniforms.
So did we pay you for your efforts? Did you get benefits like the full American service people would get? Did we treat you well in that regard?
For me, I wasn't thinking about to get paid. I get paid as a contractor. For full benefit, I didn't get that as much as other contractors. But, wasn't thinking I'm going to get all that benefit. But my purpose was, just, serving the right side and just, being real, participate in the real freedom operation against all that, terrorism and all that people who, try to mess up other people's lives,
Sure. So what about now that you are officially an American citizen? Are they giving you anything, for all your efforts overseas? Are they saying thank you in any way that's meaningful?
Well, the only people that I have, the people through when they saw the thing in the media, I have the military, my unit, 124th Infantry, Bravo Company. These people, when they saw all what I did and they see the story, they said, thankfully, everybody started shaking my hand, consider me like,
Yeah.
Some of them saying like, hey, J.I. Joe soldier, whatever, I had the appreciation. I appreciate from people, as before, I wasn't thinking, to get any benefit from what I'm doing,
Yeah.
But when things start getting to the, wrong direction, that's when I have to just put my story out and say, people listen.
Right, right.
You're talking to a person.
So
he just,
when did you first decide you wanted to become an American citizen? Was it while you were serving for the Americans in Iraq, or was it sometime later?
Well, it was a dream, like, since I was a kid, I was watching all these, old movies, American movies and all that thing, I was like, this country, matter of fact of like, not that long history, but it built itself so quickly and it built all that, I want to be part of that country, no matter what it takes me, one day I will grow up and I will go there and I will try to be, a citizen of that country to help others.
So that was in the back of your mind all the time that you were helping out with our forces over that 8-year period.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I wasn't expecting it going to happen, but I was like, as a chance to at least serve with, with these people, help them while they're there, try to guide them. At least I could do for people who they try to bring the peace for countries overseas.
Now, obviously, you still have family in Iraq, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What does your family think about your experience and what you've been through? Are they supportive?
They're very supportive. My mom was the time, calling me and telling me like, keep doing what you're doing. I'm proud of you. You did so much and you keep doing it. That's your purpose in life. Keep serving people, no matter who you are, no matter what you are, no matter what religion, what color, whatever you are. Keep serving people and keep helping people. She's a part of me.
Yeah, absolutely. We all are, and we're proud to have you as an American citizen. So you came to the United States, and there's a program that we provide for people like you who work to assist American forces in Iraq and Afghanistan to allow you to obtain your citizenship. So you enrolled in that, and somewhere along the way, things weren't working out so well that you wound up having to go to court, right, and say, I'm going to sue you to get my citizenship because it was promised to me, and I certainly did earn it. Well, tell me about that process. What was that 2-year fight like to get your citizenship?
Yeah, it was frustration. It was devastated. That you came along with all that history and what you got promised and all the service you feel is not appreciated. Like I applied for the city as normal as process with like any normal person. I didn't have like no privilege. I didn't request no privilege. I just applied as a normal person. And after I applied, I joined to the National Guard. And I was thinking, okay, I applied as a civilian, but now I'm in the National Guard. Things will be even like more quick probably. But when the thing went to the wrong, side, and I get pulled out of the ceremony when I was in my home training base in Georgia, Fort Benning, and it was a whole frustrating, that seeing yourself get pulled out the ceremony, and I have to go call, asking for help, sending emails, sending letters, asking help for the Senate, asking help for the congressman, and even these people I asked help, they didn't have received any explanation, not even me for like almost 2 years. And I was like, I wouldn't want to go to that route to just suing. But Anna says, okay, this is my right, and somebody taking my right away from me with no explanation. There's a justice in this country, and there is a law above everybody.
Absolutely.
Need to be, happen. So that's why I took the route to get the sue thing, and I get support from my old friends that I work in Iraq with the U.S. Army, was a Colonel Mike Jason and Top McFarlane, and they just hooked me up with Mr. Howard Altman, and we start, putting things out, and Mr. Jim Hacker, the lawyer. So we start the whole process. I wasn't thinking, gonna go that way, but inside me, and I said, like, there's a law. Has to be, things has to be done. I cannot be treated like that.
Well, some of your old Army buddies in Florida first alerted me to the story, and that's why I wrote the piece that I did last week that you saw on Twitter, and we were able to connect. And they're all listening to you right now from Florida. You're a big superstar down there right now because everybody's so proud of you, and they've all got their radios on listening to this interview right now. But for folks to understand how close you came to this, I mean, you were actually on the stage at Fort Benning last year, ready to receive or ready to deliver the oath of citizenship. And they came and took you right off the stage and said, not going to happen today, right?
Yeah, we were like right there in the Homeland Security office where I walked in and everybody was ready. We were going online, and that's when I got stopped. And it was so like a moment that you feel like it looked like you just reaching the victory, and they told you like, no, this is wrong. You are in the wrong. Like it's a feeling I cannot even explain. That's even all the other soldiers, they were looking at me like, what's going on? Why they would try asking questions, but no explanation been provided. They just, no, you cannot do it. And I was like, this is wrong. What's going on? No explanation.
So then you filed suit.
Yeah,
you filed suit. How long did it take, after you filed suit, how long did it take to clear all of this up?
Well, actually, I didn't file the suit like the same time. I left it almost like a year passed, and after that, like no help, like nothing. And I was like, so okay. So when I filed the suit, and after 1 month, that's exactly 1 month exactly. That's when I received, and when I have the story out in the media, like. That's exactly after 1 month, and after the story in the media in 3 days, that's when I received the ceremony oath, letter saying like, okay, we accept your case. You're welcome to come to do the oath ceremony in Orlando.
So last month you actually achieved a dream that was a lifelong dream, a lifelong goal. Sometimes you never thought it would happen, but you kept working toward it. You were able to put your hand in the air. You were able to take the oath of citizenship, and you became an American citizen. What was that like for you? What did it feel like to you?
First, I was thinking, I'm still dreaming. This is not happening. Till I walked to the room, till I was sitting on the chair, and I was still thinking that somebody gonna come and just pull me out of that chair and tell me, you cannot do it. Till I stood up, and that's when I put my hand first time, and that feeling, it feel like the whole world. It's the same feeling. That's the same day when I put my hands up, 2003, and I swear that I'm gonna serve and I'm gonna protect my brothers in the U.S. military. And the same feeling, that's when I put my hands up, when I swore, when I was as an infantryman, I'm gonna protect this country. And that moment was to get and be a citizen. It's past everything, like now, really, that dream along years, that since I was kid, is coming true, It's such kind of feeling make you, forget about everything and just saying that, dreams can be true. And that's a dream along about probably like 20 years back. Now it's become true.
I don't know anybody who's worked as hard to make that dream happen as you have. And so what are your plans for the future? I know you want to write a book about your experience, but what do you plan to do with the rest of your life here as an American citizen?
I will continue serving this country as much as I can. As an old, saying that I learned from my passed away father, telling me, you live and you die one time, but how many times you can serve? As much as you can live. So I will keep serving this country as much as I lived. I keep participate as a good citizen, and I will keep providing as much as I can for the United States of America to put that flag up and keep it up, even though with my blood. And I will write that book, and I'll hoping that all that journey become a big movie and documentary thing that make people think even though. There's people out, we fight out there. There's still more people, sacrifice for this country. They're out there, they're out there, we there, we're going to make this country great day and after day and after day. As the found father says, we are the people.
Absolutely. Haeder Alanbki, I appreciate everything you've done for my country and your country now, and certainly appreciate you coming on the program with me today. I'm proud to have you here. I think America is a greater place because of you, and you have set an example for many, many other folks. And I think you're somebody for young people in this country and from all over the world really to look up to and to admire. And thank you very much for your contribution, and thanks for coming on the air today.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate the chance. Let me talk to people. I appreciate it to the all people that listening now. A big hug, big kisses, and big appreciation to the government official who they decide to take the right decision about my case. And I will keep serving. Thank to everybody serve this country and contribute for pick up the weapon and fight over there and sacrifice over there. My big appreciation, and God bless America.
Thank you, my friend. You have a good day.
You too, sir. Bye.
Good luck with the book. Make sure I get a copy when you write it, too. All right, I've got to take a break. What's your reaction to that? I mean, in today's day and age, that's, by the way, Haeder Alanbki. He's an Iraqi, if you're just tuning in, 36 years old, and he was an interpreter and really an intelligence gatherer for U.S. forces, the Marines and the Army over in Iraq for about 8 or 9 years. Shot several times, stabbed, I think he said 5 times during the process. There was a bounty on his head. At the end of that period, he came to the United States and fought like hell for 2 years for his right to become an American citizen. It just happened about 2 weeks ago. He became an American citizen, and it's a great honor to speak to somebody like that. This is not somebody who comes across the border with a list of demands. I want this, I want that, I want this. This is somebody who literally put his life on his line to become an American citizen, and as you just heard, is quite honored to be one. What do you think about that story? 508-996-0500. I've got to take a very quick break. Stay on the line, and we'll get to your calls in just a half a second. As I go to break, I want to remind you about my good friends over at Kudo Construction Company. They are your local roofing experts, and they've been in town for a long time. Kudo Construction Company, more than 30 years in New Bedford. They're doing roofs everywhere. Everywhere you look, you see Kudo Construction.